and I forgot to change my motor, take my mod motor out for the stock heat. And when they called me off the line, I went to pull the throttle and I realized how fast it was, and I was like, "Oh, this is not gonna go." So I slowed down and made sure I was like fifth or sixth in the heat. I
We're
was
going
really
racing on the sound of the tone.
Again, locked together. First to the left, then to the right. Reinhardt's down the inside. He's through. He's through.
On Let's Race RC this evening. Mitch on the mic and the legendary Scotty Ernst. After a fantastic couple of days in two-wheel drive, some epic battles going across the 3 days with the qualifying and finals. Today's apparently a rest day, but not for you guys. You're back at the track. You're doing media stuff and that sort of thing. So thank you very much for coming on the channel. Really appreciate it. This will help quite a lot, I'm thinking.
pleasure.
I want to take a slightly different tact just to start with. We're not going to talk about RC, just to start. Everybody knows Scotty Ernst is, in the RC world, is, the world-renowned announcer, race director, has been doing lots and lots of events around the world, runs the ABC, the AOS, the whatever else I can't remember what else you do. Oh, the ETS and the EOS, and then you don't do the Nitro version, do you?
No, Nitro One. No, that's my partner Uwe's thing. But the ETS and EOS, yeah, we do that together.
So you cover plenty of miles. What do you do outside of RC on your downtime?
RC is pretty much my life, and over the last probably decade, this is all I do. We had a hobby shop and racetrack in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for about 20 years. And 2013, decided after a little over 20 years, it was time to move on from that. And then I started doing this more and more, so it was becoming more of a challenge. And I wasn't doing the racers and the customers justice because I wasn't there all the time. So we sold that. And then now I do this full time. I'm blessed to be able to travel around the world and put on races, and some that I organize, some that I just get hired to commentate, much like this, and get to hang out with this legend here, Mitch on the mic, and be part of some amazing events.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So now pointing it at you there, Mitch. What do you do outside of this? You're starting to get yourself into the similar sort of situation as what Scotty is, and you're appearing more and more on our screens when we're watching on YouTube through RC Media. What do you do outside of this to fill the void of when there's no racing on?
Yeah, it's a good question. To be honest, this feels like a full-time job. Like, it feels like every weekend I'm doing this, and a lot of the time through the week I am doing this, but realistically, my full-time job is landscaping. I work for a great company, Hybrid Landscapes, which is actually one of the media sponsors for this event. They jumped on board to help us get here.
Nice.
So landscaping, we specialize in childcare centers as well. We build the playgrounds. Dom, my boss, he designs the playgrounds, and then we go and build them. So it's a really interesting job. It sort of has a really unique feel to it that we get to sort of be a bit of an upcoming or bringing up of children coming into sort of schooling sort of side of things. We get to put a little bit of love into our work.
That is so cool, and little left field from a lot of people who are in our hobby. Especially in New Zealand, most racers are involved in some sort of mechanical or electrical trade or something like that. So very, very, very blokey kind of thing. So that's really cool. Your families, they must be very forgiving, allowing letting you two gentlemen trot off around the world, doing what you're doing. I think Osen from I think I pronounced his name wrong. Sorry. From Red RC when he was in New Zealand this year said that in terms of countries and continents, you're in the lead at this stage, Scotty. You've got more continents than he has. Is that correct?
Yes and no. I have. I've been blessed to go to all 7 continents. I went to Antarctica this year, so I was able to do that. And I can say I raced RC on all 7 continents because I brought a little RC associated MT14 with me to Antarctica and just brought it with me. So we'll leave it at that. But and yeah, so I've been to 43 nations. I think Oshin's going to hit. He's at 45, but I think only 6 continents. So I got the continents. He's got the countries right now.
Yeah, he was saying when I was chatting to him about, because he came out to New Zealand I think a week before the ABC, and he did a tour in a motorhome of the South Island, and he was saying, I found all these great places to take photos, and I took all these photos, and then I drove around a corner and it got even better, and it kept getting better and better and better, and he was really in awe of it. I know when you were last here in New Zealand, Scotty, earlier this year, you got to go and do some of our touristy things. You went out on a fishing boat, you caught some food with Phil, and took it back to his place for to eat, and then you went down to Rotorua and did the Skyline tour with the luges down the hill. Was that correct?
Oh yeah, that's correct. We went fishing. It was awesome, and got to experience that. So that was amazing. Then we went took those luges to sleds, and thankfully I didn't kill myself or anything. But yeah, we got to do that and just see a lot of the beautiful countryside that I don't always get a chance to see. I always try when I go somewhere new. I do my best to try to at least get Monday after the event to go see the new place that I'm at, because the world is such an amazing, beautiful place that most racers, the airport, hotel, track, back and forth, back to the airport and then out. So I always try to take at least one day, even though it doesn't do the country justice because there's so much to it, but at least I get to see something. And this time in New Zealand, I was able to do that. And it was just an amazing, amazing time.
Excellent. So, Mitch, last time you were in New Zealand, I believe it was 2019 for the NZIOC Dirt Edition. Was that correct? That's the last time you've been back, or have you managed to sneak in through border control?
No, that was my last trip over there.
Yeah. And
are you allowed to go back?
Yeah. No penguins were harmed in the making of this. So, any plans for yourself, Mitch, to do any other racing? I know you're pretty full on with the commentating and race directing stuff now in Australia. Have you got any plans to do any more racing overseas?
Overseas side of things, I'm hopeful, to say the least. I'm looking at a potential drive over in the US next year. We'll just see how that goes. A possibility of an event that I'm hoping to take maybe a couple of drivers over there actually as well. So
nice.
That's the hope for next year. You brought up New Zealand there, my last trip to New Zealand. There's a lot of memories in that one for me. It was one of my last trips with my mother as well. So I got to experience a lot of New Zealand with my mum, before she passed. So there's a lot of memories and a lot of heart in New Zealand for me. So I love New Zealand. I have a lot of love for New Zealand, and I'm keen to go back there one day.
Well, us Kiwis like you as well, so you're welcome to come back. You are definitely welcome to come back, and we'll look after you. We'll give you a good time. We may not let you out with Luke, but we'll definitely show you a good time and make you feel welcome. And we're making an assumption, Scotty, that you're coming back for version 3 of the ABC early next year.
That is the plan. Yes, I'm working with Shane to try to get everything set in the county's club to fix the dates and everything like that. And I hope to have that kind of in stone here in the next couple of weeks after craziness that I got the next couple of weeks pretty mad with travel and everything. But then we'll set the dates and get that announced so we can I can get back to New Zealand. Have a great time. The club there is just fantastic. Shane and his group, just the best, and really had a good time the last 2 times down there.
Yeah, they do a very good job there. It's good to see clubs with such enthusiastic members, much like the Hills RC Club, who put this event on. they are just as enthusiastic about their racing and making sure that everyone has a good time, and that's the important part.
Absolutely.
So coming back to outside of RC again, before you opened your hobby shop, Scotty, what were you doing in your former life before you? I know you've done RC for, like most of us, all of your life. Have you ever had like a regular job?
30.8. How about a 30.9 from Ripken? Obabak, 30.500. Orlowski, 30.2.
29.9 from David Ronafog, straight into the 29s.
Carup, new hot lap there, 28.557. 23.146. It is going to be Marcus.
I had a regular job when I got out of I was in the U.S. Navy. I got out of that in '88, and then I got a job at the local cable TV company. And then I did that. And then '93, I opened my hobby shop, and I was working third shift, night shift at the cable company, and then sleep for a couple hours and run the hobby shop during the day. So I did that from '93 till 2006. I quit the cable company. So I did 2 full-time jobs pretty much, for a long, long time. So that kind of encompassed my life. And then just enjoy racing. I really didn't have any other major jobs. Just enjoyed working at the cable company. I don't have many skills besides, I guess, blah, 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 no microphone. I think that's my only skill set that I enjoy to do. But that was what got us and built our hobby shop up, being able to have a full-time job and still dedicated to the hobby shop. That's where I fell in love with racing and kind of took me on my career in the hobby shop. And then, from there on, I got asked to announce some races. 2001, Mike Reedy called me up one day and said, "Hey, Scotty, would you like to fly out to California and announce the Reedy Race Touring Car Race of Champions?" And I was speechless. It was Mike Reedy. He's an icon. I'm wearing his hat and shirt because he gave me my first pro gig, and he said, "We'll fly out and we'll pay you." And I was like, man, it was Mike Reedy. I'd have done it for nothing. It was, he's an icon, and it really became my friendship. So next to my dad and grandpa, probably the most influential man in my life was Mike Reedy. We built a tremendous friendship, and he taught me so much about the industry and business. And, I credit him to giving me my career.
Wow, that's amazing. That's cool. That is such a cool story. So you've got your daughter with you this time around, and her husband partner. I'm assuming it's her husband. So they're out. Are they mechanicking for you, so you don't have to go and do it yourself and on your lap while you're trying to call races? They're doing the mechanicking, or are they racing as well? I haven't seen.
They're racing it. They're racing as well, and it kind of made the perfect storm for me. I've never had the pleasure of racing a world championship. So when they decided to come here, they never had a honeymoon, and they wanted to do it. So it was the perfect scenario. They can come here, race the world championship, and do some holiday afterwards. And then I asked our great boss, Tony and Matt at RC Race Media, who are the best. I say, "Hey, can I have 15 minutes off every couple hours to, race in Marshall?" And he's like, "Yeah." And, it'd be a good story for the show. Mitch and I, we can talk about my experience on the track. So they're wrenching on my stuff, and then they bring the car to check for me, and I jump out of the booth and get to do some racing. So it's a pretty great experience.
We have had to slow Scotty down though, just to make sure he doesn't make the A main. So
Yeah.
just in case.
Right.
So we had to have him in the booth for the A main.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, Scotty, is you've been sandbagging?
I have. Yeah. Sandbagging. I think.
We forced him to. Though.
Yeah, I think I was 92nd qualifier or something like that, right, Mitch? 96. I don't know.
Heavy sandbags.
Yeah. I thought there were bump ups, so I was just going to bump my way up, but fortunately, no bump ups here.
yourself, with both of you, your on-screen chemistry that you have going on, the ability, especially in the finals when all that action is going on, how you manage to just chop and change between the pair of you. How do you do it?
I feel like we have signals at the same time. You know, we whether it be tone signals, a shift in tone generally signals sort of a switch between speakers, but also we signal to each other by hand movements as well. Like when I want to, chuck it over to Scotty, I'll point to him and say, you got it from here.
It's a hard craft to learn, especially this first time Mitch and I have worked side by side at this level in event. But he's an experienced pro, so he knows a good commentator will change, as he mentioned, the inflection of your voice, go up and down, and you'll learn the pass-off signal just by the tone of the voice. Mitch knows pretty much when I'm going to stop talking, and I know when he's going to stop talking. And, we've melded very good together, and it's made for what I think a really good, enjoyable broadcast for the viewer at home.
It certainly does. I mean, watching it back here in New Zealand, I've had it playing at work. I've had it playing upstairs in the office as well with my sales team, so they've all been watching it as well. And then coming back home into my small studio, and then catching up with the New Zealand team day by day with Luke, and each day Luke's bringing me one of the team members, and we have a talk about their day, and then I post that up on the socials and that sort of thing. So it's been really cool on that side of things. I don't want to hold you up for too much longer because I'm sure you've got other things to be doing. So I'll round this out. So on my channel, I have what I call a section. It's called 5 for 25. And that is you get 5 questions and you've got 25 seconds to answer them. It's the first thing that comes to your head. And there's always one that makes everybody think. And now, normally, if I've got 2 people at the same time, if I'm doing a dual interview or something like that, I'll make one person go away, and so they can't hear. But we can't quite do that here today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna start the questions, and you both answer when you're ready.
Okay.
And give me the first thing that comes to your mind. So. Question number 1 for 5 for 25 with Mitch on the mic and Scotty Ernst is, what is your favorite activity outside of RC?
Eating.
Fishing.
Me. Question number 2, and this is around vintage. Which do you prefer, OG or original, or the re-release?
OG.
OG.
Nice. Okay. Next one. This will split the men from the boys. Question number 3. Which do you prefer, electric or nitro?
Nitro.
Electric.
Okay, this is another one. This is always a controversial question when it comes up. Again, it's a preference one. Which do you prefer, Astro or dirt?
Dirt.
Okay, cool. Nice and simple. Last one. This should be good. Is there anything in your racing careers that you've done that has been a little bit what we could be deemed as should be put onto the stop-go penalty, or what us Kiwis call dodgy? Has been anything where you've done which you probably should have admitted it but have never done it?
I use Goop at ABC Brisbane.
No, I really, I think I haven't.
I wouldn't do that.
I can probably say no, I haven't. I think in my position as a hobby shop owner and as a race organizer, stuff like that, I think I'm under maybe a little bit more of a microscope that I have to total line 100% proper. And so I guess I've always gone through my career trying to be as fair as possible. So there's nothing I really can think that I've really done to try to get a W or anything like that when I shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's a lot of people come out and say that. The funny things that come out from when people have done things and they're like that moment where they go, "Oh, did I?"
Well, come to think, I got one. Yeah, I was doing. I was in Vegas at a race. There was two sanctioning bodies in America, Roar and Norca. There was a Norca on-road nationals, and I was running my TC3 in both stock and mod, and it was really quick. And I forgot to change my motor, take my mod motor out for the stock heat. And when they called me off the line, I went to pull a throttle and I realized how fast it was, and I was like, "Oh, this is not gonna go." So I slowed down and made sure I was like fifth or sixth in the heat. I was really slow because I completely forgot to change my motor. So yes, I guess I'll own up to that. That was, I don't know, 2002 or 3 or something like that. But I made sure I wasn't in contention in that qualifying round. Yes,
That's a cracker.
Oh, that's perfect. That's some clickbait right there. Thank you very much, Scotty.
Scotty cheated in America.
That'll be on the thumbnail and everything. Woohoo! Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay, gentlemen, I'm going to let you guys go because I think Luke's arm's going to fall off from holding his phone up for too long. So yeah, you can barely hold the transmitter up for 5 minutes. Thank you very, very, very much for coming on this evening. Mitch, don't be shy to come over to New Zealand. We'll take care of you. Scotty, awesome event that we're watching, and we'll see you back at the ABC hopefully early in 2026, and we'll catch up then in person. Until then, thank you very much, and we'll sign out from here. Thanks, guys.
All right, cheers. Thanks a lot for asking us to be on. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
No, thank you for coming on. Thank you very much.
Kia ora team, it's Mike Stick here. Thanks a ton for tuning in and supporting Let's Race RC. Every like, every comment, and every new subscriber keeps this channel growing and helps us bring you even more RC racing action from across New Zealand. If you're loving what we do and want to help us keep the wheels turning, you can shout us a coffee or even a beer over at buymeacoffee.com/letsracerc. Your support means the world, and it helps us stay trackside, bringing you the best coverage. Don't forget, like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. Membership options are in the link below. Catch you at the next race. Back to you, D-Maz.